today, this what we got. This what we rocking.
Lean with it, rock with it.
Lean with it, rock with it. Wow. We got the Honorable, y'all. This is the new fragrance. I got the, of course, you know I had to pair everything. So I'm just finna moisturize my face while I talk to y'all. I like to smell good. So that's why I wear a lot of different scents and colognes, and I can go crazy. But y'all, we talking about energy transfer today. Look at you. You looking over here?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I was in the...
You are. We talking about energy transfer today. What I mean by that. So, you know how you might watch a couple, like take example, me and my wife, right? Y'all probably say, wow, they compliment each other, right? And it took me, well, we've been together 10 years?
September will be 10 years.
Okay, almost 10 years. So it took me 10 years to figure this out. And it just hit me this year. And I say, man, how do we compliment each other so good? You know, that's a compliment that we receive all the time, that we compliment each other really well. And I thought about it, you know me. I'm a thinker, so it hit me. I said the reason why we compliment each other so well is because our relationship dynamic. And in this relationship that we have, there's a transfer of energy. I transfer energy up on her, she transferred energy up on me, and it's a back and forth relationship of transferring of energy. And what I realize is you can take the energy that your spouse give you and you can pretty much move mountains. There's nothing that you can't solve. There's no one that can stand in your way of getting in between you and your goals and what you want to accomplish with your spouse or your family. It's the old saying of, if your son is trapped under a car, man, he gets this supernatural, superhuman strength, and he picks up the car and drags the baby, his son, daughter, from under the car. It's that same way of thinking. It's that same supernatural feeling that happens and occurs. We don't notice it on a day-to-day basis, but that's what's going on. Whenever I'm in a bad feeling or a bad state or a bad moment, or not necessarily, I can use my wife's energy to help me get through the day, because I know that there's a greater calling, there's a purpose, there's a reason for me to continue. And you can use this energy to propel you and push you through life. And what you'll realize is, by using this energy, you and your spouse going back and forth using this energy, is that each year you'll become better and better. There's nothing that you won't be able to accomplish. And you just continue to grow. So that's exactly what it is. It's a transfer of energies. I'm sure you agree with that? What you think? Yeah, so she say she agree with that. Did you notice that though? Kinda, sorta, not really, but yeah. But yeah, that's what I realized. It's a transfer of energy, and you can use this energy to accomplish anything you need to accomplish. It won't always be transferring of good energy, and that's when one of you or both of you have to be mature enough to take that step back and try to get on the same page, try to get on the same wavelength. But yeah, I hope I'm making sense to y'all as I'm getting ready. I'm gonna put a little beard oil in me, on my face. Oh, this one I'm using right here. It's the beard oil. Hope y'all enjoying the videos. Go ahead, put ice in your cup. But yeah, it took me 10 years, almost 10 years to figure that out and to figure out what was going on between us and why we complement each other. And I think that if more couples tap into that and realize what's going on in the dynamic between the both of you, you can figure that out. You can become unstoppable. That's the secret. And part of that secret, it's the beard scruff cream. Part of that secret is I always say is that self-love and self-care. Because don't get it twisted. If I didn't love myself, if I couldn't do for myself and make myself happy, there's no way that she could make me happy. It got to start with me. I got to be happy with my own life. I got to be happy with where I'm going and what I see for myself. And that's nothing that's selfish. I don't think that that's a selfish thing to realize or notice. Just like her, she has her own calling. She has to be happy with herself for this marriage to work. Yeah, so that's how that has to happen, right?
I like that because I think that personally, I think that I didn't always love myself in the last 10 years. And I think that translated over to how I loved you and how I maneuvered in my marriage. You know, I didn't put myself first. Not saying that I'm not supposed to put you first, but at the end of the day, I gotta take care of myself, right?
Yeah.
And taking care of myself is loving myself. And that started with getting weight loss surgery. You know, feeling good about myself, losing the weight, going to therapy.
But yeah, and I think I probably knew or I probably noticed that there was a lack of love on your part. But to be honest, there was a lack of love for myself as well. So you didn't love yourself all the way. I didn't love myself all the way. But we cared a lot about
each other.
Yeah, we cared a lot about each other to be together and still share life.
Right.
But the only thing that helps with that is growth and maturity, and that just takes time.
Yeah.
That takes time to get there. So y'all give yourself some grace, give yourself some time. Like I always say, be patient with your spouse. When you think you being patient with your spouse, be a little bit more patient with them and help them as much as you can. But you gotta remember that on your journey of helping them, you gotta continue to pour into yourself. The more you pour into yourself and you love and you care about yourself, that can help pull them from whatever they're going through and realize what they need to realize about y'all relationship and about themselves.
Because if you think about it, for me at least, you're my motivator.
That's the energy transfer. That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when I see you in a good energy, or when I see you doing well mentally, physically, I'm like, damn, I want to be like, I want to be in good spirits too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then vice versa. I'd hope, you know, when you see me.
Now, you know what? It's funny you say that because we work together, right?
Right.
And working for CTA and specifically being a train operator, you hear everything that's going on the radio. It's you alone in the motor cab, and you hearing everything that's going on the radio. Now, occasionally we see each other in passing, right? And we wave, or, you know, we might go short range and say we love each other or something like that. But it's so funny, that dynamic, because some days I'm her leader and some days I'm her follower. You know, in this particular day of being her follower, she has something going on her train. And I can hear and I can listen and I can tell by her tone of voice. I'm like, she's flustered. And I'm always the type of person, I'm like, girl, don't let this job get you flustered. I say, just take it. You got to deal with this job the way it unfolds. And there's set rules that you just got to follow. And I tell her all the time, just go by the rules, just follow the rules. And, you know, this one particular situation, she all flustered and stuff. And just so happened, I'm so close in proximity. This is her train and this is my train. And the issue was going on her train and the platform. So I was in a position where I was so close that the controller asked me to provide assistance. And you know me, I'm laughing in my head. I'm like, of course I'm finna provide some assistance. I'm gonna pick the train up and move it if I got to. So I'm like, of course. So I'm like, control, you know, with your blessing, let me creep up to the station and make contact and get this situation under control and help out the best way I can. And it's always so funny to me because I'm thinking to myself, man, do control know we related? Do they know we very? I'm like, they, you know, are they looking at the computer like, hold on, they got the same name and this and that. But, you know, she was flustered and we were able to get her out of the situation. Now she's gone, but I'm still kind of in the situation. And I'm calm, I'm talking, I'm responding to the control center. I'm crossing my I's and dotting my T's. And what I'm trying to get her to see is all you got to do is calm down and handle and control what you can control and leave it alone. I'm cool, calm, and collective. And that's how I'm going to carry myself. And that's how you should carry yourself too. Don't let anything get you flustered out here. But I just think that dynamic is kind of cool. Like we going through these different, we having an experience together at work. We probably shouldn't have had that experience, but it's just the way the cards, were dealt that day. Yeah, so that was just so funny to me. But y'all, appreciate y'all. Have a great day. God bless you.
And we love you.
It's gonna probably be the thumbnail.